God bless America. And let's talk today about independence versus dependence. And again, my name is Sophie Worrell. So let's not delay, let's get right into it. The option to work or to go on public assistance. That is the war that black people have been fighting in America for many years. The problem is not that black people or any other person has to, at some time in their lives, they had not had to depend on public assistance program to help them move through a situation. The problem is that black people tend to stay on these systems and have created a type of dependency that has restricted not only them but their black children from properly rising in life. There are two types of welfare programs: residual welfare and institutional social welfare. Residual social welfare comes into play when a person the normal structures of supply has broken down. A good example is the loss of work and the person has to rely on unemployment insurance for a period of time until they can source another means of income. Individuals would have paid into this fund and would qualify to receive back in kind to help them get back on their feet. Institutional social welfare services are those frontline functions that are seen in libraries and schools, but there's a social welfare that has come to be known as entitlements, whereas persons have to fit a criteria to meet being eligible. There's now assistance programs that are meant to be these were first meant to be short-term, but is now being used as long-term social dependencies that replaces the desire for the recipients to go out and work. These entitlements now carry a low stigma because people who apply and receive them do not see the need to go out and earn a living and have never contributed to the fund in order to deserve the proceeds they're receiving. Generations of families follow in the same footsteps of parents and overcrowding the homes that are occupied by at least generations of females where there's a grandmother, mother, children, they all live in one place, with the only males that are in those homes being the youngsters, but they're not father figures. And this is what we call a culture, as I said before, of low expectations. The absence of a proper family structure we know leads to poverty and poor attitudes. In this kind of environment, benefits are only given if there is not a working man in the house, and the incentive now leads to where females are given advantages to money with each child that is added and needs support. In this environment, males now are raised in this matriarchal environment, and you see them becoming effeminate. And what happens is that when they move out of the home, they tend to depend on the woman to take care of them. This is how they're programmed, and because there's no other male that they can see something different coming from, this is now how they are indoctrinated and what they have come to accept. Exodus to the streets with little encouragement to grow up and make different choices. Both black males and black females conclude that it is not necessary to work when the government will provide housing for them, give them cash for food, and in cases of extreme difficulty would offer shelter for them to pass through, and where they can just get housing and cash benefits, and then the cycle just continues. Of course, the work ethic is not deemed necessary and worth the effort because they have found now a way around the system. Black people can go from shelter to shelter, and they know they always have a place to stay, whether it's in a housing development or a prison. It doesn't matter. They know that they will be taken care of. For those who break the cycle, the thought of work is one that is a hard stretch. The notion of working for a salary and managing that salary to pay their way through rent and a myriad of bills is one that black people find intimidating and stressful. They have not learned the skill of positioning themselves in life because there was no guide in the home where the father and the mother worked together and taught them this basic skill. Black kids are then put in the position to fight for the ability to function in the world that has so many variables. It is simpler for them to be given housing and get a check every 2 weeks than to have to learn how to manage their own affairs. This is what we are facing and what we have, the cycles we have to break. Each facet of life has a particular model, and under each model there are building blocks. In order to stack those right blocks, the individuals has to learn how to stack them. This starts with the individual first understanding themselves in the great scheme of things, and then understanding how everyone else play a role in their life. Then the person has to learn what every object means in relation to them and how they affect each object. All of this takes time and much dialogue with parents, analysis with teachers, and teamwork with work colleagues to meander through the puzzles of life. This is where communication is so vital to Black children, being able to properly process all that is coming at them as they interact with the world and diverse people in the world who come in different shades with different experiences and varying cultures and abilities. The option to stay on public assistance depend on government for handouts limit Black people from exploring the world and their options. It stagnates their brains and in turn curtails the skills and abilities that would benefit the world. It is a safe space to stay in, but with the negative crime and violence that comes out of these areas, because God is infusing us the need to go out and test limits, Black men who do not have the positive male figure are led to push the envelope in ways that are not beneficial to the society. Again, what I'm saying is that you're either going to push the limit for crime or you're going to push the limit for a work ethic. And this is the struggle to help Black children with. Whereas the risk to go out and learn and to solve problems great and small, whether personal or professional, will allow the Black kids to realize that their brains have the ability to meet the challenge and to overcome it with flying colors. That is where the home environment comes in and where problem solving techniques originate from. Falling down and getting up with bruises, brushing off the schooling and trying again to obey parents, staying out late and being punished, crying because of poor grades, hurting because of a failed relationship, celebrating achievements, sitting and talking at the dinner table, taking a trip to another country, taking advice and seeing the problem working out, surviving a setback and realizing that it wasn't that bad. This is what life is all about. This is why father and mother is important. This is why home is important. This is what God has given us as the foundation to meet other problems in life. It is all preparation for adulthood and career that allow for all of the training in school to pay off. And when you get that position and add value to the world, you will see how all of it has come together. An award given at school by the principal is all preparation to make you compete for that promotion or to solve a major problem in the world or to invent a new prototype. Then you realize that ups and downs come either way, and you have a choice to choose a path where you are the one in control at the end of the day to access your only right. And that is the right and power of your agency to have dominion over your piece of the pie. Because you know why? You earned it all by taking the risk instead of running from the chance to find your autonomy. God bless America. Thank you.